Lucy Minette waited by herself at her lonely apartment for her father to come home from work. Her father gave Lucy news about her imprisoned husband Charles, and this was news that sparked hope within Lucy.
My dear, there is an upper window in the prison to which Charles can sometimes gain access to at 3 in the afternoon. When he can get to it, he might be able to see you if you stand in a certain spot to which I can show you. But, my dear child, even if you could, it would be unsafe for the sight of her condition.
Oh, show me the place, my father, and I will go there every day.
From that time, in all weathers, she waited for 2 hours. As the clock struck 2, she was there, and at 4 she turned resigningly away. When it was not too wet or inclement for her child, they went together. At other times, she was alone, but she never missed a single day. The spot Lucy was to stand was a dark and dirty corner of a small winding street, and the shop that stood at the corner was the shop of the wood sawyer. He was a revolutionary who by nature was cautiously suspicious of all people who may rise against their cause. On the 3rd day of her being there, he noticed her routine.
Good day, citizen.
Good day, citizen.
Walking here again, citizeness?
Yes, citizen.
With that, he turned to the prison tower and peered through his fingers as though to indicate prison bars and said,
You see me, citizen? But that's not my business.
The wood sawyer's nonchalant gestures to the prison startled Lucy. This was where her husband stayed captive to the revolutionaries, the wood sawyer's own people, and this did disturb the young wife. But Lucy stayed true to her husband and stood there. Like always, the clock struck 2, she was there, and at 4, she turned resigningly away. And so came the next day. She went to go pay her daily duty to her husband, and this time she brought her daughter, little Lucy, to accompany her. The wood sawyer was waiting for Lucy's arrival and addressed them as soon as they appeared.
What? Walking here again, citizeness?
Yes, citizen.
A child, too. Is it your mother?
Do I say yeah, Mama?
Yes, dearest.
Yes, citizen.
Ah, but that's not my business. My work is my business. See this axe? I call it my little guillotine. La la la, la la la, and off comes his head. I call myself the Samson of the firewood guillotine. See here again? Loo, and off comes her head. And now the child. Tickle, tickle, pickle, pickle. The whole family.
For the next few days to come, when the wood sawyer was working, it was nearly impossible for Lucy to be left to stand on the corner in peace. To keep his goodwill, she spoke to him first and kept on friendly terms.
Hello, citizen. How are you today?
Hello, citizeness. Working, of course.
She also would often give him drink money, which he readily received.
Here is some money, my kind citizen. You always keep such good company. I thought maybe you could use this for your own enjoyment.
Oh yes, I could.
The wood sawyer was also an inquisitive fellow, and sometimes when Lucy became so rapt with gazing at the prison roof and grates, lifting her heart to her husband, she would come to herself and find him looking at her. His knee would be on his bench, his saw stopped in his work, and he would quickly mumble to himself.
But it's not my business.
Then briskly he would fall back into doing his work and leave her be. In all weathers, in the snow and frost of winter, in the bitter winds of spring, in the hot sunshine of summer, in the rains of autumn, again in the snow and the frost of winter, Lucy passed 2 hours of every day at this place, and every day on leaving it, she kissed the prison wall. Her efforts were not without reward. She learned from her father that her husband had saw her. It might be not for a week or a fortnight together, but it was enough that he could and did see her when the chances served. And with this possibility, she would have waited out the days, 7 days a week for her beloved.
Oh, my beloved.
Like always, Lucy walked to her usual corner spot. She passed the usual houses on her usual route. There was something different about the scene and atmosphere though that day. And as she neared the corner, she felt there was a wild energy intensifying. She then saw the ribbons tied onto doors and windows of passing houses.
Republic one and indivisible. Liberty, equality, fraternity, or death?
Yet seeing this didn't stop Lucy, and so she kept walking down her daily route to her little corner.
I wonder.
As she looked into the woodsaw's shop, she saw the woodsaw's station deserted. Laying alone at his workplace was the saw, or his little Saint Guillotine.
Oh, he's gone! Wonderful! Finally, I can be left in peace.
But he was not far off, for presently she heard a troubled movement and a shouting coming along, which filled her with fear.
What is that awful noise?
A moment afterwards, a throng of people came pouring round the corner of the prison walls, in midst of whom the woodsaw. There would come not a fewer than 500 people, and they were dancing like 5,000 demons. They were singing the popular Revolution song, and began to dance around Lucy, engulfing her. They were mad in the dance and started to frighten Lucy.
Oh, please, stop!
They advanced, retreated, struck at one another's hands, clutched at one another's heads, spun around alone, caught another and spun around in pairs, until many of them dropped. While some dancing demons lie on the ground due to exhaustion, others kept the intense dance going. They madly twisted and turned each other around for a while longer. And then suddenly they stopped. They formed into lines with their hands high and their heads low. They ran off screaming. And this ended the terrible scene. No fight could have been half so terrible as the dance. It once was something so innocent, a healthy pastime, changed into the means of angering the blood, bewildering the senses, and stealing the heart. This was the Carmagnole.